There is none. No one wants to admit it, but there you have it. That doesn't mean you stop living. It's just that there's no divine purpose, so to speak. The universe is chaos, which means nobody's in charge. So it's all random and meaningless. It's a great freedom when you understand it. Just like there's no purpose to the rain or to the clouds or to the sun. They just are, and so are you, and so am I. Why would you need a purpose? When you know that it's all chaos and random, then it takes the pressure off us not having a plan. Does that make any sense? We will become food for worms and turn into soil and be absorbed by the ground. We will nourish grass or plants or trees and therefore become trees or grass or food for animals. And when they die, it starts all over again and we go round and round and round. We are energy that doesn't disappear, just changes from one form into another. So there you have it. There's not heaven or hell or purgatory or anything. It's just you and the worms. Look at it this way. You're a human being for approximately 80 years, right? But the planet is billions of years old. Where were you before you were born? You simply didn't exist. When you die, you will no longer exist once again. Your energy, which is what we really are, will flow into another part of the universe. This is your eternity. You won't go on as a soul or ghost. You will disperse into the world and that's it. Oh God, where do I begin? I guess the biggest folly is that we think we have any control over anything. We're like the little child who thinks they know everything when really they have a lot to learn. We think we can control everything with our so-called laws and social systems. We think we can own land and own other human beings. We think we have the right to tell people how to live their lives in order to fit the way we live. It's ridiculous. Simply put, it's an extension of our ego. Our ego is what separates us from others. Our ego makes it possible for us to identify someone as myself, I think, therefore I am. If you're thinking, then the question of your existence is answered. We don't exist prior to thinking, nor do we exist after. We are here in our human condition, and then after that, nothing. Everything goes black after death. There is no heaven or hell. All this is made up nonsense that people can't accept. Your consciousness is tied into your senses. When you die, you no longer feel, smell, taste, hear, see, or feel physical, sexual, or emotional sensations. Just like when you have woken up from a good night's sleep. Before you wake up, you're not aware of not being aware. That's called not existing. When you die, your consciousness is shut off permanently. There's no heaven or paradise awaiting you. Oh, it's gonna change society. Right now, it might not be so obvious, but if you consider how the Industrial Revolution changed everything, then you'll see how big the impact of artificial intelligence is gonna be on us socially, in terms of work and education. But it's not all bad. The more sophisticated the robots or whatever machines get, the less we need to work. We can then have a more leisurely existence. I think this will probably be the last generation of office workers and manual laborers. The robots will do all the drudgery while will be free to enjoy life. I know that sounds incredibly socialist, but it's the inevitable outcome. Of course, there will still be classes and there will still be people starving on the street. There will always be that. But the work burden will lift off the shoulders of the working class. Love, don't hate and fear. Don't worry about what the next person has or where they're going. Focus on yourself. Love yourself. Be kind to others. The best and most important relationship you will ever have in your life is the one you have with yourself. Accept who you are and make yourself a good person. Don't buy into the hype. Ignore the fads and the trends. Think the opposite of what the mainstream is trying to tell you to do. I don't care how uncool it is to love yourself. Ignore all that and love yourself anyway. I can tell you all kinds of things. Read books, travel, exercise, learn a musical instrument, learn to speak another language, or you could just live in a cave for the rest of your life. In all honesty, to be the best you must be true to yourself. Don't listen to anyone who tells you how to think or how to live. Don't listen to what society tells you about the good life. You must follow the tune in your heart at all costs. I'd listen to Imagine. It's idealistic. It's about imagining a heaven on earth where we don't need no possessions and everything is shared by everyone. And we live together in peace and harmony. No countries and no boundaries. Imagine no violence or war. I know I keep going on about no countries, but I really want to make it happen someday. I wish everyone knew this truth. We are all one universal consciousness expressing itself through different vessels that we call people. God is not some higher being like a man in a white beard. Instead, God is everything in and around us. We are all a part of God, as is the rain and the sun and the oceans. We are literally the product of an explosion of energy billions of years ago. And we all will return to that same energy when we die and become soil and plants. We are all one.